Hi everybody, Cindy Martin here, also known as Teacher's Brain. I wanted to bring you some great tips to have smooth classroom management while you are doing virtual learning. So no matter what platform you're using, if you're using Zoom, which I'll refer to a couple times in this, or any other platform, I hope that these tips will help. So first, I want to encourage everybody, if this is your first time teaching virtually, this is doable, all right? Not only is it doable, this can be just as much engaging, if not more engaging, than when you have students in the classroom, especially with younger kids that might have a parent at home helping them. So I don't want you to feel discouraged right off the bat. You're going to most likely end up really liking this once you get your flow going. You need to make sure that you set expectations right from day one, just like you do in the classroom. From day one, you need to have a game plan. If something happens though, and something's not working, don't be afraid to switch that game plan in the middle of the year. Go ahead and start something new, get rid of something that didn't work, and teach them the new expectations for online learning. So the first thing I want to do is talk about attention grabbers or attention getters, whatever you want to call it. If you use something like maybe use doorbell rings in the classroom or other sounds like or whatever it is, maybe a musical instrument or a song, in order for kids to be cued to do something in the classroom, you can do this online also. You can still use the doorbell sound to tell the kids that it's time to pay attention, or doing the clap thing when they have to clap back. If they're virtually, they could actually use the clap applause button that they are provided with. I know Zoom has one, I'm not sure about the other ones, but if not, they can do it actually clapping even if they're on mute. So you're going to want to teach not just the verbal cues, but also put movement with almost everything that you do when it comes to cueing your students in order for them to be able to participate virtually also. So the first thing you're going to want to do is have them practice. If you're going to have them, say for example, you might have a doorbell sound, ding dong. You are going to want to teach them, when you guys hear that sound, it is time for you to have eye contact on me, eyes on me, sit up straight and tall, lean forward to make sure that I know that you are paying attention. Let's all practice. Ding dong, and then have them practice several times. You model it first and then they practice. This works well with all elementary students. And let the students be loud and let them move a lot. Tell them to wiggle, be loud, and then do that signal that you want them to know is time for seriousness, silence, and eye contact. Students are going to follow your lead when you model exactly what you expect for them to do. Now, we all know that hand signals are important in the classroom. For example, I've always done the bathroom hand signals where you shake your hand like this in order for students to tell you that they need to go to the bathroom. Water breaks are like this. If they're at home virtually, encourage students to have a water bottle that has a lid on it at their desk or on the floor so that they don't have to leave the area in order to get their drink of water. Teach your students also that if they can't hear you, to maybe have a signal where they're doing this to their ear. And that way, if you see all of the students when they're doing this, you know maybe you're on mute. I had one of my child's teachers do a whole 30-minute lesson while they were on mute. And they were very upset with themselves, but definitely let the kids know afterwards. So no matter what, even if you do your lesson on mute and you're upset about it, try to stay calm and laugh it off and learn from it. Now, Zoom has non-verbal cues already built into it. So they have things for the thumbs up, thumbs down. They also have where you can add yes and no, which would be great for if you want to make sure that the students have an exit ticket at the end of your lesson so that you can make sure that they are paying attention, and they might even expect every day at the end of the lesson, they need to make sure that they're focused on whatever the exit ticket is going to be. Greeting students. This is so important. When the students come to you virtually, go ahead and greet them by name, say hi to them, and let them know that you expect when you greet them that they need to greet you back with a smile, eye contact. Maybe they could do a elbow air bump or a high five air, something so that it lets them know that you're acknowledging that they are there. It will make a huge difference in setting the tone for the rest of the virtual classroom. Now, questions versus comments. Very important to teach a difference when you've got young students. Nothing is more irritating than having a student raise their hand and you call on them and they tell you about their dog, whatever their dog's doing next to them. So in order to avoid that in the future, you really want to spend some time to teach a lesson to show the difference between what a question is and what a comment is. By role modeling would be a great way for you to show the difference, and so that they would know what the difference is and not interrupt your classroom with inappropriate comments. You could also say every Friday is going to be the day that we are going to have 5 minutes where you get to socialize with other students online. This will help build a community. Have them during the week if they have something they want to share that was funny. Maybe their dog did something funny during the week or whatever. They could share it at that special 5-minute break on Friday or whatever day. And this will help build an online community with your students. Let's talk about how to mute students when they first come to the virtual classroom. It can be very overwhelming to hear all of these students talking at once when they first arrive. So go ahead and use your settings on Zoom. It's easy for you to go to your settings and just go ahead and set it to where it says that all of the students are muted as soon as they show up for class. Taking attendance can be really easy if you use the chat. Tell students that you want them to always use their first name or their last name or both whenever they're signing in to the chat session. And that way, at the end of the session, you can easily take any kind of attendance you need to later on. Also in the chat, you want to make sure that you set the chat settings where the students are only able, when they're commenting, it only goes to you, to the host. The other students are not seeing whatever the students are commenting. That way it will provide a way where students who might want to put something goofy to get everybody off track, this will prevent them to be able to do that. And they'll be less likely that they're going to put something silly up if they know that it's only going to you. So I hope that all of these little tips and tricks will help you have a smooth classroom management this year. I am rooting for you, and make sure that you remember that the more you know, the more you grow.